Capricorn, welcome back. This is A from High Fives Tarot. This is your January 2023 Sun, Moon, Rising sign and Venus love reading for the sign of Capricorn. Happy birthday and Happy New Year. And welcome back. Thank you for being here. Just please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay. Perhaps next month's message is the one for you. But I've always believed in synchronicity, so there must be something in here that you need to hear today. Speaking of something in here that you need to hear today, you might want to check out the continuation of this reading, which is in the link in the description box below. You will be redirected to the blog, and then you could scroll down towards the end of the page and make your own 3-card spread. You could ask a question, set an intention before you shuffle the deck so that you wouldn't find yourself shuffling it all over again, just so you could get the answers that you want to hear. If you're still confused about the basic interpretation given there, you could send me an email at tarot@highfiveshighvibes.com and I would give you an interpretation of the reading. Okay, the core of your energy. This is you, very much you. The Devil. Obsession could be, or could also be self-restraint. For some of you, you could be in a codependent relationship. You can't live without the other. With all the cards here as a supporting card, I could be connecting with a Capricorn born individual who is very obsessed with their person, if not obsessed about themselves, but very much Capricorns are very focused on one thing. If they desire something, or if they have a goal, at the end of the day they would make it happen. And this could be a positive sign, but at the same time it could quickly turn out to be a negative one, especially if you're obsessing about your person. When passions become your enemy, what are you focusing on right now, dear Capricorn? What are you obsessing about at this current period? There seems to be impatience and restlessness around you, dear Capricorn. And as far as your love connection is concerned, it feels like you're very much up in your head about this person or about this connection. You're overthinking, or perhaps you're losing some sleep about making this work, or losing some sleep about how to make things happen for this connection. You are waiting for your ships to come, or you may be giving way too much, dear Capricorn. You're investing so much time, so much of your energy in this connection, and it's turning out to be not beneficial to you. Perhaps you're neglecting your self-care, or you're neglecting everything about yourself just because you really want to make this work. This is an invitation. This is restlessness, but I strongly feel that this is an invitation for you to take a rest. If you are overthinking about this connection or whatever issue that is surrounding this relationship, it's time for you to take a step back and take a breather. There is impatience and strength in reverse. Look at that. Struggling to fight that demon, struggling to fight that shadow self, struggling to fight that obsession. This is the feminine energy, high priestess. It's either you are not having the clarity around the situation, or you're not connected with your intuition. For you to be connected with your intuition, you have to take a step back, to have that breather. Perhaps exercise would do, or meditation. If you are not fond of that, perhaps ask yourself what brings you joy. What is your usual thing that you love to do, and it's time for you to do it right now. How can you translate those feelings into action, dear Capricorn? What are you obsessing about? Do you worry so much to a point that you neglect the fact that it happens for a reason? You are there for a reason. that it is a test of your character. You are in the middle of something that is building your character, but there seems to be a resistance, if not anger, regret also around the situation. Something may have happened that has shook your core, dear Capricorn, and instead of you to it's like you have been given a new, perhaps you're a new parent and you are struggling to keep it together, but instead of you to finding, to translating those overwhelming feelings into positive for you, or to managing your time in such a way that you would not forget about yourself, instead of focusing on that, you distract yourself with work. That is what I am talking about, that you may be obsessed about this worry that is presented to you by the universe, but you resist and you resent and you get angry with this quote-unquote gift. At least perhaps you're not seeing it as a gift, or perhaps it's a curse for you. Instead of you seeing it as a gift also, you see it as a curse. Instead of you finding ways to be able to step up, you would resent the fact that it was given to you in the first place. That is what I am seeing here. I mean, this deck has the Hermit. This is the Hermit. The image there is the white stag, the druid and the white stag. I always relate that to Harry Potter's Patronus charm. Sometimes we feel that we need a divine intervention, or for God to change everything, to give you a path that you wish you would receive. But sometimes we fail to notice that it was given for us for a reason. It was given for us because we are equipped enough to handle it. You could never be ready, yes, but the situation, a negative situation, is presented to you so that you could learn on your own how you could be ready. Justice, perhaps I've mentioned resentment. Sometimes we resent what is presented to us. We feel like a victim, but sometimes we fail to notice that it is being presented to us because it is a test of character. Once we get that hold, or the acknowledgement, or embracing what has been presented to us, no matter how negative it could be, the more we understand, the more we free, or the more we understand that we have the power to overcome it. So it's a major arcana. You have a lot of major arcana here, dear Capricorn, and that means it could have been it is a long-standing issue. You may have been given a time to heal your trauma in the past, but instead of facing it, perhaps we are distracting ourselves from it. So are we shutting down because everything is not falling in the right place the way we want to? Or would we choose to take it as an opportunity for us to move past that pain, to move past heartache, and to move past what hurt us in the past? It's a new year. So how are you willing, or in what ways would you want to take action on releasing things that no longer serve you, or emotions that no longer serve you? Be mindful that you are being too oppressive, or finding your tribe who would affirm. Perhaps you would want to rant about your husband, or you would want to rant about your partner, and instead of you accepting criticism, or accepting the opinion of your friend who is a devil's advocate, instead of you accepting those, you find your tribe who would just feed those insecurities, feed those worries, or feed your rant, and it's not helping you. How are you becoming so rigid and traditional to a point that it just magnifies your resentment? In what ways can you be open to new ideas? In what ways can you be open to what your partner has been telling you? Dogmatic, that is what I'm getting. This restlessness, this resentment, this lack of clarity, this impatience, this shutting down, and not being open to surprises. In what ways have those energies affecting you in a way that you are no longer functioning? So how can you transcend that pain? How can you start with your self-care? Everything that is, what happens after this is a Two of Cups. It's a union. It's a beautiful partnership, and it always starts. Before that is this card. In what ways can you fill your own cup, so that once that cup overflows, you would be willing to share it to your partner? In what ways can you redirect your worry to your time for worry? In what ways can you transcend that and transform it to be a time for yourself, a time to get to know yourself? Let us get energy of the person Capricorn is dealing with. A spark has been lit. Perhaps your person has been onto a new venture, a new adventure, could be a new project, a new job, perhaps a new career, a creative endeavor, but they are very insecure about it. They are, it's not familiar to them anymore. That is what's bugging them right now. Perhaps your person wants to do something for them, wants to achieve something, wants to do something for the relationship, but their insecurity and their lack of self-confidence seems to be getting in the way, and that is something that is troubling them for the longest time. They are very stuck, overthinking about it, to a point that they feel so haunted by it. New opportunities, perhaps new offers are being presented to your person. You have two different issues that are testing the best of you. What's happening with your person? Also restlessness. You are restless in a sense that perhaps you have a goal and it hasn't been addressed, or perhaps you have asserted something, you desire something, and your partner can help you with it, but it hasn't been brought to fruition. Your partner, on the other hand, has been presented with a lot of opportunities, but they don't have the courage to, they don't feel good enough. They doubt themselves. This could also be you. Energies could be interchangeable. Your person is doubting themselves. If you are in a, if I'm connecting with a Capricorn who is single right now, the person you're dealing with could be overthinking about the situation. I mean, they are seeing a lot of opportunities to connect with you, but they are struggling with that because one, they feel so, they doubt themselves. Same energy, they doubt themselves. They are not confident enough to express how they would, whether you would understand what they are coming across. But they are very much satisfied with their life right now. If you are in a relationship, they are very much contented. They want to do better, and it's always wanting to do better because of you. I mean, you inspire this person to be better, but at the same time they're struggling with their insecurities and self-confidence skills. They are struggling with that, and it affects the way they perform quote unquote as in this connection. Knowing what they want in life, You could be dealing with, Virgo, waiting for their ships to come, seeing for planning. They are very much, if you are opposite in a sense that you could be one of you in this connection is having a hard time to embrace what has happened in the past, to fearful for perhaps to confront their shadow self, or to deal with I mean, you're an adult, you know what has been bothering you, you know what's quote unquote wrong with you, but you don't know how to, you haven't allotted time to address that. Your partner, on the other hand, is struggling with, because they invest a lot of energy in changing, in aiming to be a better person, and acting on being a better person, on working on themselves, on self-improvement. You are very different in that regard. You are obsessed. You are obsessed with what went wrong, because I'm this emotional person. It's just the way it is. That's your script. Your person's script is that I would strive hard to be a better person for my Capricorn. So it's up to you how you would look at that. It's somehow a reflection. I'm just reflecting back to you what how you are in this connection. I mean, the person you're dealing with seems to be more balanced, in a sense that, of course, they have past hurts, they have trauma, and it feels like an endless battle for them. Perhaps endless battle for them to express themselves, endless battle for them to provide for the family, endless battle for them to make themselves a better person, endless battle for them to learn, to grow, to improve, for self-improvement. But sometimes they are stuck, and they are very up in their head about that. It feels like no luck has been given to them for the longest time. They feel so unlucky in their lives. It's not turning into their favor, and they're always upside down. This is the Hangman. Always upside down, seeing things from another perspective, gaining clarity by seeing things from another perspective. But you, on the other hand, instead of you come from a more privileged standpoint. I mean, perhaps you have grown with much support than them, but here you are complaining and being resentful about the gift that is being presented to you by the universe. So where do you stand? What will you choose, dear Capricorn? Would you rather be impatient and be restless about some petty stuff that you can't accept? Okay, let's get what the universe wants you to. The person you're dealing with could be abused during their childhood, and you don't know that. But here they are, working on themselves, making things better, struggling, and very insecure about it. But here you are. You have you never experienced abuse in the past, but you're very condescending. And very traditional, or you're not open to surprises. So what are you obsessing about, dear Capricorn? In what ways can you let go of that obsession? In what ways can you let go of that worry? In what ways can you mirror the energy of your person who is always fighting for their life just so they wouldn't come home dead? How can you have that proper dance with you and your person, and arrive at action steps that would both help you in your personal struggles? What would you want Capricorn to know, dear universe? What would you want Capricorn to know? Oops. Let me just get that. Change of seasons. It's time for a change. It's time to welcome summer. It's time to welcome winter. I mean, you have been experiencing a lot of change in your whole adult life, but it seems like you are struggling with changes. You're struggling with immediate change in your life. Perhaps it's time to turn that upside down and to embrace the surprises that are always on your path, that come along your path. Sometimes we can never be ready, and that's okay. You don't have to be ready to be able to handle those the shit that comes to your life. Life has ups and downs, and that you are invited. Let me just focus that. You're invited to embrace that change. Nothing is ever still. Understanding that we are in a constant state of transformation, and this kind of transformation is what would help us grow. We are here on the earth to grow. There is find that grounding force, so that you would find your core, who you are. Who are you, dear Capricorn? I mean, to get clarity on every change that is given to you, on every lemon that is thrown at you. You have to find that core. Remember that grounding force, because cycles would never adjust for you. Okay? I hope I'm making sense. I apologize if I pause, if I stutter. English is not my first language, but I hope I still made sense. Continuation of this reading is in the link in the description box below. One more oracle card for you, and I hope to see you next time, dear Capricorn. Thank you for being here, and bye.